Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope you all are doing great, inshallah. You might have heard of the terms nature's revenge, karma, what you reap, what you sow. What goes around comes around. Jaisi karni, waisi bharni. Subhanallah. These are not just words. These are phrases that are coming from a place of great wisdom, and they're teaching us a very important lesson for our lives. And that is that every action has a consequence, whether it's good or bad. And that's exactly what Islam teaches us when we learn or believe in the concept of accountability. That we will have to answer for our actions. We will get a return, a jaza for our actions, either in dunya or akhirah or both. Subhanallah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed all of us in different places, in different positions in life. Some people are authority, some people are under someone. So some people are stronger, some people are weaker. And in every aspect of our life, we assume one or the other position. And subhanallah, there is also possibility of one person to be in both places in different situations. That's how complicated life is. Yeah. So, if you have been placed in a place of authority, you will be held accountable of how you treat someone who is under your care or under your supervision. So keep that in mind. If you have been oppressing somebody, then Allah's promise is that Allah will bring it like to the whole circle and will place you in the place of that person who you have been oppressing, and you will be oppressed by the exact person. Subhanallah. So the tables turn. That has happened always in this dunya, except for if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants this person to get a bigger and much harsher punishment, and then that person is not removed from the place of authority until the end of their lives, and their time is stretched and stretched and stretched until they die, and then they meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the amount of their punishment grows. May Allah protect all of us from being among those people. Ameen. Just keep that in mind. Otherwise, mostly the rule of thumb is that the tables are going to turn sooner or later. The person you have been oppressing is going to become your oppressor. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. It's a vicious cycle, and we need to be working on ourselves a lot. Like it to be protected from this kind of cycle, you have to do a lot of internal work. You have to have a great self-awareness, that you keep an eye on your thoughts and beliefs and actions to prevent yourself from becoming the abuser because of being abused. It's a lot of hard work, but we can do it. But for the people who are abusers or oppressors, you all need to understand that there will come a time that you are going to become a weaker person. You are going to be older, you are going to be weak in physical strength, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will place someone stronger than you over you. So be very, very mindful of that when you are abusing or oppressing someone. Now, as a society, we are experiencing huge changes among the community, among the members of our society. For the longest time, I have seen parents abusing their rights over their children. Now the children have become rebellious, and they don't appreciate that anymore. So they are standing up, and they are speaking up, and they're fighting for their rights, and they're arguing, and they don't like how they're treated. And in the same way, I see a flip in the treatment of men and women. There was a time when women were weak, and women were abused, and women were insulted, and women were, subhanallah, it still happens. And now I'm seeing a change. I'm seeing that when a woman gets power, she does the same thing to a man. That's what happens, guys. Tables always turn sooner or later. As a society, we need to look at our patterns, our behavioral patterns. What are we doing? Because it has an effect. As a society, as a community, as an ummah, what are we doing? And what are we promoting? Because it has an effect. Not justifying anything wrong, but everything has a consequence. Everything we do has an effect. Now, the effect might show right away, or they might show 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. When this group of people are done being oppressed, they will gather up and fight against you. When a group of people wake up, or they learn their rights, or they gain power, and you become weaker. So that is a law of science. That's a law that's been created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we cannot change it. The only way we can break this cycle is by acknowledging our faults, self-reflect, change our actions. Otherwise, it's going to keep going on and on and on. There was one extreme, and that caused you suppressed a group of people, suppress them until they can't take it anymore. Now they are going to blow. Change our actions. Otherwise, it's going to keep going on and on and on. There was one extreme, and that caused you suppressed a group of people, suppress them until they can't take it anymore. Now they are going to blow up. They're going to get together, and they are going towards another extreme. And this is the cycle of revenge, and it's never gonna end until we realize what's going on with us, until we realize that this is, subhanallah, we realize that we need to come together. Instead of fighting against each other, we need to get together and fight together and win our battles against shaitan, the evils, all the evil forces that are around us, subhanallah. So we need to get over our personal and petty issues of how a man should treat a woman and how a woman should treat a man, and he deserves respect and she deserves love and she deserves affection and he deserves blah blah blah. I don't like it. I'm so over it. I'm so done with men telling how women should feel and women telling how men should do their job. I mean, please, let's get over it. Let's get past it. Let's get to the point. The purpose. Our purpose in this dunya is not to please each other. It is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is to please our Lord. And both of us, men and women, we're both servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're both here, created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to help each other, to assist each other, to be together and earn the pleasure of Allah subhanallah. And all of the men need to stop looking down at women in general. All of the women need to stop being defensive. It's a cycle. It's going both ways, okay? It's going both ways. We cannot deny one or the other. We can't say that men are doing nothing to cause this fear and insecurity in women. We cannot say that, because that's all that has happened. Those are facts. We cannot deny that this woman is now done and is becoming rebellious. There's always a reason. There is always a reason in a behavioral change, and we see this behavioral change in the whole society as a society. It's a huge change, right? We saw that our society used to care for our parents to a great deal. Our Islam also teaches us that. We were doing it. But now what we are seeing that the children are dropping off their parents to the old homes. Why? Do we ever think why? And see, this does not happen in a way, and these are all Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selections of who is getting what kind of treatment in that way. It's very possible that the parents who are being dropped and not being taken care of by their children didn't do anything wrong. It's very possible. But all of those things have been happening in the society that affects your household as well, even if you are the best of the parents and the best of the people and the best of the husbands and the wives. SubhanAllah. Everything that's happening around us is also affecting your household. You're not safe from that, right? The society affects everybody as a whole. Our actions affect everybody as a whole. So we need to really be careful about our actions and think and rethink and improve our behaviors. Improve our behaviors, my friend. Increase awareness. The society is suffering. The society is suffering. All my life I've been hearing women complaining about how they have been abused, and now I'm hearing men. Tables are turning, my friends. Tables are turning. And I see that whoever and whenever they have authority and power, they abuse it, regardless if it's men or women. It doesn't matter. If a woman has authority and strength over her husband, she abuses him. And if a man has, which mostly has power and authority over her wife, over his wife, he abuses her. I don't know. I hope this makes sense, because if it doesn't, then we're gonna still be stuck where we are at, and it's gonna get worse from there. I assure you, this dunya is changing really fast. This world is going into the darknesses by the second. And if we are still busy fighting over my husband is this, my husband is that, and my wife is this, and my wife is that, and I am the bigger victim, and I am the bigger victim. We're trying to prove who's the bigger victim, subhanAllah. And I'm sorry, you've lost the purpose of life. You're wasting your time, and you are not pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are not pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Take care of yourselves, my friends. Follow for more and win your battles.